I've seen firm owners and leaders that get excited. They go off into the wilderness. They come back. They're excited. They've got this grand vision. They've got these big target in mind. They say, hey, guys, next year, we're going to 10x this whole organization. We're going to make $1 billion or whatever number is just like is a significant multiple over what the organization has done previously. And this sounds great to you, but to everybody else, they're terrified because a lot of times a team member will hear, okay, if we're going to grow by 10 times, then I'm going to have to work 10 times as hard and I'm going to have to work 10 times as long of hours. And I'm not that excited about this. Or then they start to think, well, how can we even do that? Because maybe you've got somebody who's maxed out in capacity. They're already spread thin and you're asking more of them and not just a little more, but a whole lot more. And there's the other side of it of, if you're trying to make a big push and you've never pushed your team in that way before, then they're not used to it. And if you don't have the proof or the evidence and the results that you've done this before, then it's no wonder you wouldn't get their buy-in because they just don't believe you. It's not Price is Right where you could just start throwing out numbers and say, okay, well, last year we did $1 million, this year we're going to do 10 million, or this year we're going to do 50 million, or this year we're going to do 200 million. And it's like, well, we've never done that before. We've never made a big leap like that before. That sounds unrealistic or unreasonable. And then the firm owner looks at their team and says, oh, why don't they care as much? And why aren't they as engaged? Or why don't they believe in this? And they just become bitter and resentful. So as you can see, it's like messed up all around. I would say first and foremost, if you're excited about something, that's a wonderful thing. It's great to have a big vision. But you have to consider the fact that if you're going to get anywhere, it's going to take a great team to do that, and a team that's aligned, and a team that's rowing in the same direction, and a team that is very much pushing together to achieve a goal. So there's a few factors that have to be in place here. Number one, it is why. Like, why are we setting this big number and this big target? Like, does it enable us to do something we couldn't do previously before, right? So if you just say growth, it's like, well, what's in it for me? If you can't tie back these growth goals you have to the vision or how that benefits the team or any individual team members, maybe they want to pay off student loans, maybe they want to get a promotion, maybe they want to grow in their career, maybe they want an opportunity to grow into a leader. And by achieving these growth goals, that enables the firm to provide them with that opportunity. It could be a number of different reasons, and this is going to vary based on what a person's goals are, what their needs are, et cetera. But it's important to be able to connect the dots of how achieving this goal or this target aligns to benefiting the team member. The other thing is, do you have a plan behind it? Because if you just put a number out, wonderful. But if someone can't understand, well, how are we going to get there and what's going to change, if they're having to connect the dots themselves, they're going to connect the wrong dots. Because then they're going to go to and say, okay, if we're going to grow by 10x, then I got to work 10 times as hard and 10 times as long, which is not the conclusion you want anyone to come to, because as soon as they come to that conclusion, then they start sending out the resume.